Welcome to Joe's Dentures video. Today I'm going to talk to you about the lab reline that I'm going to show you and have some demonstrations. Again, the lab reline is one way to adjust dentures once the dentures start not kind of sitting properly, start losing, falling out of your mouth. Again, before I actually go move forward with this, I'd like you to subscribe and hit a notification bell, and this way you get notified every time I post a new video. So a lab reline basically are done when the dentures already is not kind of sitting and it falls right off of your people mouth and then has so many issues. So it's one way to fix that is to do a reline. So basically, once the person has already for some times using the denture, the gums, basically the bone, the alveolar bone, start kind of receding on time. More when you just have an extraction. So this is an example of a model that the teeth just got extracted maybe a week or two. This is how big the bone is, and this seems to basically start shrinking, the receding in time. So basically, if the dentures was done in this type of impression and this kind of a thick bone, give it every week, this bone start receding and the dentures start kind of feeling loose and loose and loose until maybe after 8 months to a year. That kind of effect stops. So either the person needs brand new dentures or is gonna need a reline. So this is a model of already really receded gum. So basically, if you had dentures in this, it will not work out on this model over here. In the impression, you see how thick this is compared to this. So basically that person is going to have a really serious problem fitting that denture in their mouth. So that's why the reline comes along. Same way with the lower, same way with the lowers. On time also had that problem takes place, like the gums or the ridge tends to start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and causing a lot of problem for this person that's gonna be wearing. So how do you proceed from that? How do you do the reline? So basically it's done on many ways, but this is the proper way to do it, from the dental office. For example, they get the denture, I give you an example here, a regular denture like this, basically it doesn't fit anymore, doesn't fit in your mouth. So they put a new material. This is a impression material called flexing. So basically this is impression of your new gum. This is impression of your new gum. So this, we're going to create a new model. This is for the lower. This is impression of a new lower. Okay, this material always in a dental office. To kind of, if you want to do this at home, you have to get one of those reline kits from Amazon and some other places that you can get in order to create that impression, because you need a new impression of your gums in order to proceed. So, and this is the impression that I have and been taken to start the process of creating a new mold. So right now I'm going to show you what to do next with this new impression. As you can see now, I have the stone. Here is the stone. I'm going to pour this into the impression. We're going to create the model. As you can see, this is the vibration that I need to avoid trap attracting bubbles. Just going to fill it up. Of course, I don't want to do any trimming with this, so just going to do it in a precise way. You need some plastic to lay it down. So now I'm going to kind of push this to the side while working on the lower. Again, vibration. It's kind of awkward to work with the camera here. I'm going to do the vibration. Always do the vibration. So you can see, now I'm going to create the base where this is going to sit. So I'm just going to wait until this sets up, and then I will be ready to go to the following step. So right now, the models are gonna be waiting for that to set. So this way, a new model would have been created. You know, you need to create a new model with a new impression, new measurement, whatever you want to call it, of the gums, because that's the only way your dentures will fit. Once that it is done, you just wait about 20 minutes, about 10 minutes. I'm gonna check it out in order to be trimming, because I am not gonna go and grind on this. I'm just going to trim it while it's setting. Hello, so I'm back. Basically, as I was telling you, the model's already set. I don't want to go to the trimmer to trim. Here it is. I did my best to. I didn't get on time to trim it better, but I did a pretty good job on this. You know, some people will not have a trimmer, so I try to do it in a way that you're not gonna need trimmer. So this way, I do have a jig. You need 2 jigs or 1 jig. This is called jig. It's kind of some type of articulation. And I already have a mixed plaster in order to sit it and leave some type of matrix on this. So the jig is kind of like setting the denture in place for it to not move. So I'm going to set this in place. Then I'm going to do the other one. I have 2 jigs. I kind of have to do it in a hurry before my stone sets, because it's gonna be sitting on me. And put it in place. This is a slightly messy, right? This is slightly a mess, but It's one way to get the work done. And sit it, and don't push too hard and don't push too slow. Just keep it consistent. And I will be back when is this one I'm gonna put the top on. So now I need to put the top on, and then I'm going to start putting it. You have to make sure that the first layer is already set. And you put it enough on the top before you put the top. I keep talking about. There's so many steps. First is the impression. Second, create the models. Third, jig. Put the jig on. And there is a fourth and there is a fifth. Make sure this is covered. It doesn't have to pop out while I'm working on it. So the first one is done, and now the second one. Fill it up. Believe me, it's just slightly uncomfortable to work while the camera is rolling. That's how you do. You're gonna be saving $800 doing this. It's about $400 an arch. You'll be saving $800 doing this for yourself. So I'm gonna put the top. Screw it. Something wrong with my screw. Ha. What is it going on? Gonna switch screws on here because that one is not going down. There we go. Have to make sure it goes all the way down. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I kind of a switch a screw, but problem solved. I was getting panicked. You have to make sure the screws goes down completely and not leave anything in the air. You have to make sure that you flatten this plaster over. So now I'm going to let this set for about 25 minutes. Once it's 25 minutes, there is another step that I have to show you guys. So again, if you just popping in, and don't forget to press like this video and share, and also you can become one of my subscribers. Subscribe and hit a notification. So I'm doing a lab reline, and that's a slightly expensive for the dental office. You can save so much money if you learn how to do it yourself. So now I'm going to pop this one out of the model to find way to do it. Here it comes. Here is the mold. You peel this off. And you kind of trim the areas that you think is gonna be, the acrylic is gonna be on your way. So again, the lab reline is to adjust and make the denture fit really better. Sometimes it's not the solution, but it's most of the cases the only way for you to get your dentures fitting better. It is the lab reline. That's why in a lot of places they overly charge. You know, they charge pretty much a lot of money for lab reline. So if you know how to do this and you're patient and follow the steps on this video, you will be able to do your own lab reline. So I'm going to pop this off. As you can see right now, there's a new model. Remember what I said in the beginning? You know, so this is the mold from the first time. Right after extraction, has been already changed compared to this. You know, this is kind of a smaller now. That's why that denture is no longer fitting anymore. So, and then you have to do your palatal seal area, creating a butterfly right there. Put this back because this denture had some palatal seal. This is good to keep the denture in place, so this way your denture doesn't fall out. This is called palatal seal. So now is this going to put some separator on it. You need the separators in order for you to be able to pop it off with no problem. So I'll be back. I'm going to get a separator. So now I'm going to put some greasy separator stuff on, so this way doesn't have to, you know, you can use either Vaseline as a grease. You know, Vaseline, it works. Petroleum Vaseline, it works as a separator. It will separate the denture off the stone with no problem. That's the main objective, you know. Have something that separates the stone off. Separate. You can use something like this. You need to be able to separate the stone off the denture with no problem. I don't even trust much my separator. I'm going to put some petroleum Vaseline all around it. By using my fingers, no problem. Because I think my separator is old. Thus, all I need is be able to separate this model of the stone and not create so much of a mess. You can get any brush, you know, from painting for art stuff, a brush. So this is ready. The models are ready. Now I have to get the denture ready for that process. So what I'm doing here, I had to reduce this a little bit. I had to reduce this denture by grinding on it. reduce it in order to create another layer and not be so thick. You know, there is a lot of problem on relines out there once people get it done and the denture become really thick. The reason for that is that wherever they got it, they didn't reduce some of the acrylic to give a room for the new acrylic. So this is one of the reasons a lot of relines are not successful or people are not happy, because in many places they don't spend that time to reduce the acrylic from, and then that thickness doesn't go away if that layer, at least 10 millimeters, are taking off. As you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to create too much work for myself. I'm going to do it as minimal way of creating. I'm not going to touch nothing around here because this is not the problem. The problem is inside. So now I'm going to do the other one the same way. And I'll be ready to put the new acrylic in. You need to reduce as much as you can. As you can see how much I'm reducing, it's quite a bit a lot. Not extremely a lot, you know, extreme is too much. A lot is good. Extreme is too much, a lot is okay. Get a lot out of it. Lots of it. If you after a reline, you want to have a normal denture without thickness, you need to reduce as much as you can. So, okay, this is ready. Both of them are ready. I'm ready for the new acrylic to be placed on. So just hang on again. I hope I'm not boring you. This is not, it's for if you have to sit around and watch, it is for you to learn step by step how to reline. Lab reline is done. You know, it's not for entertaining purpose, it's to learning purpose. If you have this objective or learn, and I watch a video just because you want to have a fun, this is not for fun. It will bore, you know, it will get your mind so bored. It's a lot of steps. Even me making this video, kind of like, oh my god, so many steps. I'm kind of telling myself, why am I doing this? But it is for you guys to kind of have a slightly knowledge about how lab reline is being done. This is a lab reline. There's a lot of reline options out there. I'm doing this, trying to find a way to accomplish it. And meanwhile, here at home. So I'll be back. Well, I'm ready for putting the acrylic into. Here is the acrylic right now. Just ready to put it into the denture. Ready to put it into the denture. I'm handling it with the hand. You can use a glove to do this. You don't have to use your own plant fingers. Just going to press it into the flask and tie the flask. It's so uncomfortable to work while I'm filming, but the main goal is get it done. Gonna have to do some cleanup, but I'm going to do the lower at the same time. Okay, so to do is make sure you put acrylic in. This acrylic is slightly setting, but it's still good to work on. Then don't worry about the amount. Again, if you just tuning up here, press like and share the video. So it's really important for this channel to continue growing by your support. It's one way to supporting this channel. So I going to. So here is the top. Screw the top out. Screw in the top. Sometimes the jig seems to kind of be loose from the back, but right now I'm gonna do some cleanup. You don't want this kind of excess of material harden on you. You're gonna have to take care of that while the acrylic is soft. You see this excess? So I'm just going to remove this. I don't want to spend too much time finishing. I don't want it, and that will be a waste of my time finishing. Apparently the dentures was trimmed from the back because the person probably had so much of a gag reflex, puke. So I am not gonna put it back because why the point of doing it when they're gonna be removed again. So then I'm tying it back before it goes to for another 20 minutes to boil. Same way I'm gonna do here. Same way with this. You see all this mess, so you get to remove it before it gets too hard on you. I don't want to spend time finishing and more when you don't have all the equipment to finish. Just take care of it now. So later you don't have to waste your time doing it. See that here? See how thick it is? I don't want that. The objective of the reline is you take care of the tissue side. If the doctor has been trimming on the denture, reducing the areas that might have bothered the patient, so there's no point to add it back because he's going to repeat doing the same thing. So I don't want to add to the areas that he was removing off. Why would I do that to myself? So now this one is going to the boil. So basically it is done. The reline is done. All I have to do is remove it off the jig. To be removed off the jig, it took about 25 minutes on the boil out. I think it looks good to me. What do you guys think? Yeah. It's coming out. Like that. Kind of shocking, but it is okay. As you can see, this is done. I had to do some other type of work because I had some porosity going. I had to redo everything again. So, but this is the final work for the reline, as you can see. And one way to readjust the denture. This denture will fit really tight, really nicely, and then the patient will be so happy with it. So thank you for watching again. Hasta la vista. Don't forget to subscribe.